This morning, crisis talks about Victoria's coronavirus spike. Will more borders close? How Australians are being swindled out of millions of dollars through internet scams. And disturbing new details. UK police now say the Reading Park attack was an act of terrorism.
This is 7 News with Angela Cox.
Good morning. Health authorities around the country are focused on Victoria this morning as fears grow that a coronavirus spike in Melbourne could lead to a second wave of infections. Paul Dowsley is in Melbourne for us. Paul, some restrictions have eased there today, but others have been tightened.
Angela, fitness fans have been waiting 3 months for today for gyms to finally reopen in Victoria. So they are thrilled about that, and they can have up to 20 per space, and people have been streaming in through the doors to get sweaty. But it comes at a precarious time for Victoria. We are facing big challenges with our infection rates moving back up. Some daily figures are now higher than they have been in months. So we are being strongly urged to avoid 6 local government areas which have become hotspots and where community transmission is the highest risk. They are Cardinia, Darebin and Moreland, and the worst, Casey, Brimbank and Hume. So over the weekend, the state government cancelled some of the loosening of restrictions that we were set to enjoy. For instance, visitors at home are back to 5, it was 20. Outdoor groups are back from 20 to 10, and our restaurant industry has been left disappointed as well. Their limit of 20 was set to increase to 50 today, but that's been put on hold because of the risk of a second wave. Other changes that are proceeding today, apart from gyms reopening at TABs, cinemas and theatres, they can trade again with maximums of 20. Community sport can resume, and the ski season is starting. At gyms, customers are pumped.
It's nice to sort of come back and get back into it because it's, you know, you sort of let yourself go after a few months, but no, it's nice.
I'm going to have a really good day. The endorphin rush after is, yeah.
It's a little bit more of a community feel here. And it's also nice and warm.
Victoria's Health Minister Jenny Mikakos is right now revealing today's figure. We understand that will be 16, and yesterday the figure was 19, but still that is a long way from just a couple of weeks ago where on 2 different days Victoria had 0.
Indeed. OK, thank you, Paul. New South Wales Premier Gladys Berejiklian will today hold crisis talks over the Victorian COVID spike to decide whether to close the border with the state's southern neighbour. Tom Saker is at Sydney Airport. Tom, there's already some new advice for people travelling to Victoria.
That's right, Ange. Just a short time ago, the New South Wales government announced that it is discouraging people from travelling to those Victorian hotspots with fears that community transmission is on the rise once again. Off the back of a terrible week in Victoria, they had 160 new cases. Queensland has already introduced new quarantine rules for Victorian travellers, giving rise to new speculation that the New South Wales government might do something similar here along the border with Victoria. Premier Gladys Berejiklian has favoured an open border policy thus far, but she will have to weigh up the balance between a path to economic recovery with the health risks. Deputy Premier John Barilaro spoke to Sunrise this morning, and he didn't confirm or deny whether that border was going to close down.
We've been strong about it in the past, about keeping borders open in relation to protecting the community and the economy, but this is particularly worrying that we're trying to get out of the COVID crisis. We're lifting restrictions, and now there's a real threat across from Victoria. So we'll have that conversation today along with the Premier and the rest of the Cabinet, and we'll make some announcements shortly.
We spoke to one of the few domestic travellers that arrived here from Melbourne this morning, and he was worried about the atmosphere in Victoria and that he mightn't be able to get back home because of border restrictions.
It's going to go crazy. People aren't really understanding what's going on, and the social distancing is way out of control down there. People are just gathering, and I guess, it's not cool.
New South Wales Premier Gladys Berejiklian and Scott Morrison are currently addressing the media, so hopefully we will know a lot more about what has been discussed in those crisis meetings with various chief medical officers in the past 24 hours. Here in New South Wales, 2 cases were diagnosed overnight. One was a traveller from overseas. The other one was a man in his 30s from southwestern Sydney, and that case is currently being investigated, Ange.
OK, thank you, Tom. Queensland's proposed July 10 border reopening is also in jeopardy. Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk says she won't make a decision before Friday's National Cabinet. Joel Dry reports.
Well, the Queensland Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk has spent the morning touring this housing development on the outskirts of Brisbane, touting government investment in the construction industry. But it is another industry that is also calling out for change, and that is the tourism sector, with repeated and sustained calls for the Queensland government to nominate a date that borders will reopen. Over the weekend, the government announced that all of Greater Melbourne and some councils surrounding it have now been elected as COVID-19 hotspots, meaning any Queenslander that visits those areas and returns home must now self-quarantine for 14 days. But furthermore, the situation down there may have an impact on when the borders can reopen, with the Premier saying she is unlikely to open on a state-by-state basis, so the situation in Victoria needs to be resolved quickly.
People stop me in the street and they say to me, Anastasia, we do not want to see a second wave in Queensland. I'm not going to preempt National Cabinet, Joel. I'm going to wait to see what National Cabinet has to say on Friday.
The state opposition says we shouldn't be relying on just one state to sort their issue, and that all borders need to be open as soon as possible to revive the ailing tourism sector.
Australians are falling victim to scams at a frightening rate, being swindled out of hundreds of millions of dollars each year. Political reporter Taylor Aiken is live for us in Canberra. Taylor, the figures are detailed in a new report.
And the consumer watchdog, the ACCC, found Australians lost over $634 million to scams in the last year alone. The report found there was a rise in the number of scams targeting business information held online, with the industry being urged to update their cybersecurity protections as soon as possible. Investment ploys and romance scams were also popular among fraudsters, who often used social media to target vulnerable Australians. Those over 55 are most likely to fall victim to a scam, with the ACCC saying cyber criminals are now taking advantage of games and apps to catch people off guard.
Scammers are using lots of new technologies, new payment mechanisms, and they're catching people unawares. So they're doing things like having dating and romance scams on things like the Scrabble app, where you're there to play a game and your guard is down.
Meanwhile, there are also new details about the mass cyber attacks targeting Australia, with suspicions the hackers could be hunting for vital medical research on COVID-19. The government has so far refused to name just who is behind the attack. However, China has slammed suggestions it was involved, describing the claims as baseless nonsense.
OK, thank you, Taylor. British police are now treating the stabbing attack that left 3 people dead west of London as a terrorist incident. It's been revealed the chief suspect was already on the radar of security services. Hugh Whitfield has more.
The asylum seeker suspected of carrying out the terror attack here in Reading was known to security services. MI5 had investigated him, believing that he wanted to travel overseas to join a terror group, but they ruled that he posed no threat. And just this month, he was released early from prison after serving a sentence on unrelated matters. 25-year-old Khairi Sardala, suspected of the deadly stabbing rampage in a Reading park. Originally from Libya, he arrived illegally, then sought asylum in Britain, was known to police, and now is in custody again as armed officers raided his flat.
And this morning, I can formally confirm that this was declared a terrorist incident.
Among the 3 victims, James Furlong, 36 years old, a local history teacher. His parents described him as beautiful, intelligent, honest and fun.
I'm appalled and sickened that people should lose their lives in this way, and our thoughts are very much with the families and friends of the victims.
At the building where the accused lived, police are guarding the door of his flat. Neighbours are shocked.
Quite troubled that was right next to me, and I met up with him, shook his hand, went into his flat and not had any clue.
As investigations continue, police say they aren't looking for anyone else.
Officers have found nothing to suggest that there was anyone else involved in this attack.
In Reading, England, Hugh Whitfield, 7 News.
The New South Wales ski season has officially begun, with Thredbo the first of the resorts to reopen. Amber Laidler joins us live from Thredbo. Amber, coronavirus precautions are in place.
Yes, Ange, throughout the morning we've seen Thredbo staff reminding people of the need to social distance, and because they are operating at just 50% capacity, it does look much quieter here than normal, but nonetheless we've seen plenty of people making the most of an opportunity to hit the slopes today for the first day of the ski season. Thredbo was operating 157 snow guns overnight in preparation for today, and coming here has proved incredibly popular. Ski passes and lift passes are now sold out until the end of August, but it is hoped if restrictions continue to ease, they can open up a few more passes and provide a much needed boost for the local tourism economy.
There's a lot of small businesses throughout the Snowy Mountains who rely on us, so yeah, as a part of the community it's really important that we are open and that people come down. As soon as government restrictions ease, which hopefully will occur at some point throughout the season, and we get more snow, we'll be releasing more tickets.
Now, there's only the one run open here at Thredbo at the moment, and that is Friday flat, but we are expecting 10 centimetres to fall in the coming days, which will enable them to open up a few more runs, Ange.
OK, thanks so much, Amber. Next in 7 News, why a social media campaign is being blamed for the empty seats at President Trump's comeback rally. And all the new royal photos to celebrate Prince William's birthday.
Sweetheart, don't cry. I'll rub my eyes on that.
Felt like he gave up on us.
I don't know if the marriage can be saved.
How do you mend a broken family?
Sweetheart, don't cry. I'll rub my eyes all night. If you should need me.
Tell me that you don't love me and I'll walk away.
If you should need me.
Home and Away, tonight on 7.
Balance emotional well-being with your favourite pure essential oils and the Oil Garden 3-in-1 diffuser from Chemist Warehouse. The diffuser is a humidifier, air purifier and night light all in one. Designed with ultrasonic wave technology, it works on the vibration of water rather than heat to ensure the scent of your pure essential oil fills your home naturally. Right now at Chemist Warehouse, Oil Garden 3-in-1 diffuser is $23.99. Live, look, feel well at Chemist Warehouse.
Anxious thoughts, restlessness, troubled sleep? Try Ceramind. Ceramind with specially formulated Selexin lavender oil may help relieve the symptoms of mild anxiety. Ceramind, available at your pharmacy.
Find a fantastic new look for your home at the Fantastic Sale. Don't miss great prices on sofas, dining sets, kids' furniture and heaps more. These low prices won't last, so hurry. Shop online or in-store today. The Fantastic Sale is on now.
This end of financial year, get the Hyundai Tucson with style, impressive performance and intuitive technology. Now with a $1,000 bonus. Hyundai's end of financial year sale. See it to believe it.
Physical distancing is stopping the spread.
If we keep doing this, businesses can still operate.
We can keep exercising.
And I can get to where I need to.
By continuing to distance, together we're saving lives.
How's that for serenity?
Can care be better at home?
Oh, it's sanctuary. Your home's a bit of a sanctuary. Yeah, for me, rehab at home, it gave me a huge amount of flexibility to be able to do the things I wanted to do. It allowed me to unstress and be in the moment in your house in your own comfort zone, which was really good for me and my state of mind.
Search Medibank at Home to see how we're creating better choices for our members.
Wish you had internet that didn't let you down? That doesn't leave you hanging? And won't have you missing any of the action? Get Vodafone NBN with 4G backup. Plans start from just $55 a month. And with free express delivery, connect instantly once you receive it. Buy online today at vodafone.com.au. Ready?
A firebug seems to have escaped injury after setting a car alight in Adelaide South overnight. Security pictures show a man pouring petrol over the car before lighting a match. There was a blast of fire before the arsonist ran off. There's no word yet on why he torched the car. Several attackers are on the run after a man was stabbed at a hotel in the Melbourne CBD this morning. The victim, aged in his 20s, was taken to hospital suffering critical injuries around 5 o'clock. It's believed he was staying at the Oaks on Market Hotel and went downstairs before the attack. There's no word on a motive. Police have called for any witnesses to come forward. A campaign on the social media platform TikTok may be the reason why so few people turned up at Donald Trump's first political rally in months. Users flooded Donald Trump's campaign website, registering for the Tulsa rally with no intention of actually showing up to ensure there'd be empty seats at the arena. President Trump claimed 1 million people had RSVP'd for the last night's event, but the turnout was fewer than 19,000. The President has dismissed the claim, instead blaming protesters and the media. To finance now, and joining me is Network Finance Editor Gemma Acton. Gemma, the Reserve Bank Governor has spoken this morning about the impact of COVID-19 on the economy. What did he have to say?
Well, good morning, Ange. Well, let's start with the more positive comments. Governor Philip Lowe said that Australia has handled the crisis better than many countries and that the economic numbers are looking less grim than anticipated. The Reserve Bank had forecast the number of hours worked throughout Australia would tumble by 20%. It now expects the damage to be half that. But Governor Lowe also warned that this crisis is going to cast a shadow that could last for years. In other words, no quick bounce back for jobs or the economy, also mentioning that interest rates will stay on hold for a lot longer. Turning to the share market quickly, after worrying news over the weekend about a spike in coronavirus cases globally, traders were braced for a weak open and they certainly got it, but the ASX 200 has since made a remarkable comeback and is now slightly up. Meanwhile, the Aussie dollar is buying around 68.4 US cents.
Okay, thanks, Jen. The Queen has shared a touching photo of her grandson, Prince William, to mark his 38th birthday. They both have wide smiles in the candid photograph taken during a lunch in 2016 to celebrate the Queen's 90th birthday. Prince Charles also released a photo of he and his son embracing each other to mark the occasion. Prince William's birthday also fell on the UK's Father's Day this year. A third photo of the Duke of Cambridge with his children has been released, adding to the two photos we saw yesterday, all taken by his wife, Kate. Just gorgeous. Next in 7 News Sport with Jackie Felgate, including Port Adelaide and the Gold Coast soar to the top of the AFL ladder. And a Bulldog...
With the latest technology from... up to $1,200 on selected AEG packages. Dryers in stock, $49. Front load washers, washers to save you time from $899. Plus 60 months interest-free is available. Limited time now at Harvey Norman.
Dad, what's up with your arm?
This. Fryer oven for $149 and a stainless steel pasta machine for $19.99.
Be natural. Everyday goodness for real people.
Thanks for sharing, finally. One pop, and you're in love.
Mum always told me to keep my hand out of the cookie jar and my pants. Step 1 has you covered. 3D elastic pouch keeps everything in place. Lycra panels, stop chafe and ride up. Limited edition cookie monsters.
Yum, yum.
Buy them online at step1.life. Pretty good, aren't they?
Thanks to Light and Easy, Australians of all ages can enjoy their choice of delicious, nutritious meals in the comfort and safety of their own home. Especially those at a greater health risk during these times. If you or someone close to you could benefit by having Light and Easy meals delivered safely with our contactless delivery service, visit lightandeasy.com.au or call us on 13 15 12.
Good morning. Port Adelaide is sitting pretty on top of the AFL ladder this morning after beating Fremantle by 29 points last night. In driving rain on the Gold Coast, the Power overcame a quarter-time deficit to overrun the winless Dockers. It wasn't all good news for Port, though, with young gun Xavier Dersma set for scans after suffering a hamstring injury.
Look, he's got a little history with hamstrings, but they're only very minor normally with Xav, but he's a pretty outstanding player for us as a young player, so we'll just rehab him, we'll get him right.
The 7 Essendon players who trained closely with COVID-positive footballer Conor McKenna on Friday could be forced into isolation for a fortnight, missing the next 2 games. Dean Pay's days as Bulldogs coach could be numbered after going down to the Sharks 20-18. Sion Katoa was in brilliant touch for Cronulla, with the hooker crossing for his first ever NRL hat-trick. But it was Dallin Watene-Zeleniak's big hit which stole the spotlight.
Whoa! Look at the contact on Matt Moylan. Dallin Watene-Zeleniak has knocked Moylan back to the Sutherland Shire.
The loss could force the Bulldogs board to make a call on Pay's future.
They've got a meeting this week, Crawl, so, I mean, that's their job. You know, I'll just keep doing mine. There's no doubt we're heading in the right direction.
Brandon Wakeham was sin-binned and put on report for a hit on Shark Josh Duggan. Breaking this morning, the Melbourne Storm have been forced to move their next home game to Sydney due to the COVID-19 outbreak in Victoria. Manly are set to find out today how long they'll be without Tom Trbojevic after he injured his hamstring in yesterday's 14-6 win over the Raiders.
Tweak it again.
I'm not too concerned. Obviously, later in the season might have been a bit more drama, but there's still time to go.
Dylan Walker faces several months out after fracturing his ankle. And some of the world's top tennis players have been hit with a COVID-19 scare after world number 19, Gregor Dimitrov, tested positive for the virus. The Bulgarian played in the Serbian and Croatian legs of Novak Djokovic's highly criticised Adria Tour, which saw a handful of players taking part in exhibition matches around Eastern Europe. No other player has tested positive yet, but the tour final has been cancelled. Liverpool has moved within 5 points of its first league title in 30 years. The Reds were lucky to escape with a goalless draw against arch-rivals Everton, who had club legend Tim Cahill watching on from the stands. Chelsea has given its Champions League qualification hopes a boost after a come-from-behind 2-1 win over Aston Villa.
On the turn, and Chelsea turn the game around in the blink of an eye. 2 goals in double quick time.
Newcastle beat Sheffield United 3-0. And Ange, a very big day in the AFL today. We're expecting some of those Essendon players to be COVID tested, and just how that fixture is going to work out.
OK, thanks so much, Jack. Next in 7's Morning News, the national weather forecast with David Brown.
They said goodbye to her. Then they said things they might regret.
Ding dong, the witch is dead.
I'm back!
What will they say now she's back?
Oh, big brother, you've outdone yourself.
Tonight, 7:30 on 7.
Today, parents face constant judgment. But none of that matters. Because when your baby is happy and healthy, you know your way is the right way. So you can feel as comfortable in your skin as your baby's skin feels in Huggies nappies.
It must be love, love, love. Nothing more, nothing less.
Huggies. Be comfortable in your skin.
Zimmer latte?
Loving you is easy. Loving you is oh so comfortable. Loving you never unsettles me. Loving you makes me feel healthy. Loving you never a pain in the guts.
Fresh, natural Zimmel. The easy-to-digest milk. You'll love Zimmel because Zimmel loves you.
Beacon's Mega Stocktake sale is now on. Enjoy reduced prices on all our stock at all Beacon lighting stores across Australia or online.
My legs are like tree trunks, and when tree trunks walk together, they chafe. But Step 1 has got you covered. We put these Lycra panels between the legs. It glides when you walk. You can buy them online at step1.life. Step 1, get some.
Live a more natural life with less chemicals. Use Basisto's eucalyptus spray to clean and freshen your home. It kills 99.99% of germs and it's natural. Basisto's.
This weather report proudly brought to you by Australian Red Cross.
Two whales have put on a show for the 7 News helicopter off Sydney's eastern beaches. The dynamic duo, believed to be humpback whales, were spotted splashing in waters close to Bondi Beach this morning. It's estimated 35,000 whales have embarked on their annual migration from Antarctica to warmer northern waters. And as you can see, they sure are enjoying the journey. Let's get a check now of the weather forecast with 7 News meteorologist David Brown. How's it looking, Brownie?
Yes, good morning, Angie. Cold outbreak has engulfed the southern states, and a powerful front is now lining up the southern part of WA. As we go to the radar, we can now pick up that system. A little bit of rain ahead of it at the moment. Of course, the Bureau is concerned we'll see damaging winds unfolding within this vast yellow zone within the next few hours. Strong to gale force north and northwesterlies. Let's go to the weather wall now. We're going to pop into Adelaide. Cold today, a few passing showers at a top of only 15 degrees. If you think that's cold, check out Melbourne. Today's top, 13 degrees at best. At the moment, it feels like 88 degrees, I should say. The showers are frequent. There's been reports of small hail across the eastern suburbs. And as we fly into the harbour city, we have a dry westerly airstream that's producing generally clear skies at the moment. Chilly in the breeze, feels like 10 degrees. Today's top, only 16. And Brisbane too, sunny and cool for this time of year, only 22 degrees. And as we move on to the latest satellite information, we can now pick up that cold front that is approaching the southwest corner of WA. We've got this complex low sitting over the southern states. That's what's pumping up this cold air, and it's also dumping snow on the alpine peaks as well. The cold air is also making its way into southern parts of Queensland. So in Brisbane tomorrow, clear skies and only 20 degrees. Sydney, mostly sunny and around 17. Melbourne, more showers, 15 degrees. Perth, some showers sweeping through and a forecast top of around 20. And of course, that's the latest weather. There'll be more details coming your way at 4 o'clock, Ange.
OK, thanks, Brownie. That is 7 News to now. We'll keep you up to date throughout the day. I'm Angela Cox. Thanks so much for your company. Have a great day.